You're listening to A Total Fit Show. Each week, Mike brings you tips, insights, and interviews with other health and wellness professionals to help you become the best version of yourself. He may sound like he has it all together, but make no mistake, this is A Total Fit Show.
All right, today we're joined by Betsy Markle, a registered dietitian, holistic nutritionist, certified personal trainer, and yoga instructor with more than 25 years of experience in the health and wellness field. She's the founder of Sunshine Wellness, and Betsy helps people simplify the confusing world of nutrition and create realistic daily routines that support and optimize their metabolism so their bodies can finally work with them rather than against them. Welcome, Betsy.
Thank you. Thanks for having me,
No.
Mike. I appreciate it.
Just a couple questions just to sort of ease into everything. Do you prefer salty or sweet, or do you have a preference?
I'm a sweet girl.
Ah, look at
No
that.
mountains.
Do you prefer beaches or mountains?
Oh, I'm a beach girl. You know
Yeah,
that.
I figured.
But
That's
mountains are amazing. I
Yeah.
want some mountains in Florida.
No, we're lucky if we get a hill. We need overpasses. That's a hill in Florida.
Mike, are you
Um,
salty or sweet?
A little of both, but probably more sweet. Sweet for the food, salty for the attitude.
Chocolate. It's my
Yeah.
chocolate.
Yeah.
Love it.
All right. So the first question that I have for you, and you might have to think about this for a second. What's the worst piece of fitness, nutrition, or business advice that you've ever followed, and where did you hear it?
Oh gosh, you just pulled that out of left field.
I did.
Well, I haven't had, I have a lot of mentors in the wellness area, but I have to say that it's part of my nature to be very grounded and foundational with my nutrition and wellness world. And even my husband calls me balanced Betsy. So it's like, it's that part, it's hard to sway me too much. I'm really about the consistency and just living off of that drug of just feeling amazing. So I am very in tune with my body. So I really haven't been swayed too much in that department. But business wise, I've been swayed some ways because I'm clueless in the business world. As a health provider, that's not my expertise. So in the world of Facebook ads and in just maybe not being as authentic to myself,
Yeah.
like part of me is just, I want to help people. I want to be kind. I don't have to be so strict and like salesy. I want to be me, which is a little bit more of a gentler approach. And if it doesn't fit and someone wants more extreme than me, then they're going to go somewhere else. And that's good. So I'd say the bad advice was just to be a little too extreme in business and have fun with it and be myself,
Yeah. There's definitely the piece out there where they try to get you to be a persona that may or may not be authentic to you, as if that's how you have to get clients. I know what you mean there. So that's completely understand that. That's cool if you there's because there are so many things that I had heard getting into that I believe to be true, found out later that were not true.
I feel like it's the journey of marketing and being a business owner is something very similar to I have to have compassion for all of my clients who are like, what do I do? I have a million questions and they just keep spatting it out. I'm like, calm down. I will get you the answers. We just got to take it one step at a time. And it's like, I got to take my own advice when it comes to business. Like, look at the big picture, stop jumping around, ping-ponging. And I should do this. I should do that. This person tells me this. My neighbor tells me to do that, and like my husband, it works for him. Why doesn't it work for me? It's like, it's so overwhelming what people are going through. And so we all have to be kind of not so great in certain areas. And because we're all learning in this journey of life and trying to find the balance of it all.
Exactly. So what's one of the bigger struggles that you see people dealing with currently?
Well, it's usually about, I just feel like everyone's in information overload right now. It's our society, especially with AI now, it's just, we have everything at our fingertips. If you want a menu plan, you can get one, just, I want to eat this and that, and we need healthy, and I need it to be like heart healthy. And it's like, it just pops up and like, you can have everything you want. And then it's just, everyone's selling different versions. And so it's just getting really confusing out there. And when people get in information overload, it usually means paralysis, like they can't do anything. And so more information is not better. And it's more about kind of simplifying this confusing world of wellness, not just nutrition, it's exercise too. It's the stress management part is such a big part. And if we can really find a little better balance with all of it and know what really works for you, and make it truly personalized and make it just very small, incremental, it just will, that of consistency will always beat this world of getting quick results.
Yeah.
I'm kind of exhausted by the quick results out there. I'm like,
Yeah, it's so heavily marketed.
it
For
is.
sure. And you can get a result fast, but chance that if you, I guess the biggest thing I found is if you achieve the result very quickly, it's probably going to be gone very quick.
Pendulum swings, no doubt.
No one wants to lose like 20 pounds this month if they know they're getting it back next month.
I feel like people know that they will gain it back, but they
Do they?
still want it
Do
so bad.
they?
I don't know. In their mind, I think they might be faking it, of saying I don't, maybe it won't happen to me, but most people know when they do something extreme that it's not likely that it's going to stick. And so yes, it will backfire sooner or later. The part that I don't like is that it usually backfires not just as in like the scale goes back up or something like that, but it's mentally as well. It's draining for the
It is.
mind, like a morale just like shot to the like, phew. And then it's also the metabolism takes a hit every single time there's this up and down. So the metabolism is like just so good when we're born and it's so great when we're kids. And then every year, as we put extra stress on our bodies and on our minds, it just starts to get slower and slower. And for women, our bodies are just a little bit more complicated. So if the metabolism isn't slow by 40, 50, it will if you start to do more of these diet kind of approaches. It will wreck the metabolism and make the rest of your life so hard. So it's what one of my jobs is to help people get away from that and find real solutions to feel good in their bodies and that are sustainable. They can want to stick with.
Yeah. The stress that goes along with that definitely has an impact on people and it can wear somebody down. Do you find people are like when they come into your world, are they more focused on like optimizing their workouts? Are they chronically under eating? Like what are you finding to be the bigger problem?
It is different for everyone. I'd say my biggest, first of all, I need alignment of who I work with. If you really are looking for the quick fix, it's like we make sure that we're not going to work together. Like that's just not going to be a fit. So as long as someone's in it for the right reasons of saying, I really want to be healthier. And so for a lot of my clients, it might be like my newest client is just they got diagnosed with Hashimoto's and their energy is absolutely horrible and they are so confused by what to eat and what not to eat. So, very easy fit there. I personally have been diagnosed with Hashimoto's, so it's like definitely a beautiful fit. But even just being a trainer, and I have a lot of people who work out a lot, who over-exercise, they do under-eat, and they don't understand why what they were doing in the past worked, and now it no longer works. So there's a lot of that, but they need to be aligned as saying, I want the real answers now. And I don't want to hurt my metabolism anymore. I want to stop working against my body. I want to work with it. But it's a mishmash of a lot of people with blood sugar issues, a lot of people who are on the cusp of diabetes, heart health, labs, hormones. We definitely look at all that kind of stuff. But also just most people that see me are lower energy. They have lower motivation. They think it's
Mhm.
like a discipline factor or a willpower factor. And I'm like, it's so not. It's more that they just are so exhausted and they don't know how to implement things. So we get through like all of that information out there that's been not that helpful for them. Let's filter it out and like really prioritize what's most important and then make it happen for them with daily routines. I think that's a big deal.
You don't think more discipline's the answer, huh?
Discipline's so exhausting, right? It's just not fun either. Like who's going to want to stick with a disciplined life their whole life, and be consistent with that? Yes.
And there's no one size fits all thing. And I think I think sometimes people want to think that there is because it removes the complication and the guesswork, but yeah, it's that beautiful answer that nobody ever wants to hear is the whole, it depends.
I know. I know. And it's
Um,
everything. It's not just nutrition, it's it's balanced way of living that you have more confidence with. But it's to get there, it takes time. Like it takes a lot of time. Like we didn't just kind of F up our bodies and our metabolism overnight. Like it's happened through 20, a lot of people 30, 40 years of not treating themselves well physically and mentally. So for some people, like I have to work on mindset. Like it has to be more about affirmations and to like start to talk kind to themselves and rewire their brain with thoughts that are going to make them feel motivated because they want to and that they are finally making themselves a priority. And some people we might have to work on like just clearing the brain a little bit. Maybe it's a little bit of meditation or something. And that's not normal for like a nutritionist to talk this world, but they're so intertwined of our thoughts and our daily habits. So the answer is just it's not discipline. It's really figuring out like what you need, a balanced approach for you. Um, but the nutrition part, for most people, it's somewhat similar of eating in a balanced way that fuels what their needs are for their activity level. Um, and it's so less about this calorie world. It's way more about nourishing the blood sugar and the hormones through the right kind of balance of what we're eating.
yeah, it sounds like you sort of go like try to help them address like the whole diet mentality.
Yeah, a lot of people. It's refreshing sometimes when I work with someone who's like doesn't even think about dieting, and that's fabulous. But I mean, let's be real, most people it's in their minds. I mean, where it's just somewhere and it's just like out of the corner like of like the room in my ear, I just hear someone talking about a specific diet and I stopped eating carbs or all I did was get this ratio and it seems to be working for me. And it's like everyone talks about it. Um, so I would like to come back to like, where's your metabolism? Like, is your metabolism working well? Is it working for you? Is it working against you? And we know that by how you feel, and your labs will show some of that as well. And once we know that, and we know like what kind of activity you're able to add in and that you like to do, and what your schedule's like, and even what your personality is like, we want to like put it together to come up with a nutrition plan, a menu plan that fits the person's needs instead of a diet, that's going to be like tailored for the masses. We want it to be more for what they need.
I'm asking because I don't know. Do you do anything as far as like food sensitivity tests? And I think you mentioned you'll look at their blood panels. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I in the past,
Hmm.
so I lived in California for 10 years and worked with a lot of holistic doctors and did a lot of food intolerance panels like IgG to check for more of like leaky gut and if foods are leaking through more, and then some like IgA, IgE for allergies, sensitivities, and like intolerances. And it's a cool process, but to be real, most people who are not feeling great come
Hmm.
up with a low IgA, meaning that their immune system's exhausted no matter what. And so it's kind of like you can get a lot of false negatives on those tests then from there because the immune system's so compromised that it's like, it's not like really showing me results properly. So it's iffy. Like I definitely have done some food intolerance panels and had found some great results. But I think for the main part, we want to do more of an anti-inflammatory kind of way of eating and living. So I'm going to work on that angle with my clients. I don't do food like testing now,
Okay.
just because I'm working with more of the foundation. I just think of it as like, let's not get so complicated. Let's at least work on more of an anti-inflammatory diet, one that fuels you. Let's see how you do with that. Let's check to see if there's any like foods that are seem to be causing issues for you. Some people, it's to me, it's just really obvious when someone has like some severe arthritis in a certain area. I might be like, ooh, I might want to try a gluten challenge for you, or I might experiment with different foods. But all in all, I keep it as simple as possible. And if once we get that foundation down, if someone's still having some issues, I would recommend the food intolerance panel then. But blood
Okay.
work, I mean, I always want to see where an A1C is, see where someone's blood sugar is, see where their cholesterol is. There's other markers in there, their thyroid and, their vitamin D levels, maybe B12. So there's definitely certain markers in labs that are very helpful.
Nice.
Yeah.
I think it's just beneficial for someone to have someone that can review that with them versus I've seen people pull a panel and it's kind of like, what do I do with this information? Your general doctor is not always going to give you the best recommendations on that.
They
I
might have
have
like
found.
two minutes for you to explain it. And I mean, I just was teaching yoga today, and like one of my favorite like clients there, she's just like, I just got my labs. They're not looking good. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what they mean. I was like, we're gonna talk. Like, let's print them out. Let's look at them, and let's just simplify. It does not have to be an overwhelming process, but we need to be proactive about our health because our doctors our clinical doctors are not going to usually be very proactive. So we have to know what's going on in our bodies and track it and experiment and see what works for us and what's not working so much for us.
Yeah, it's funny. I had mine the last time I had my blood work pulled. Nothing was glaringly wrong, so everything was fine. And then it was just sort of like the general advice, like, all right, all we can say is just eat better and get more exercise. You
You're like,
didn't
do you know
ask how
me?
much exercise I do now. Like that's just kind of funny. So it was far less than helpful.
Yeah, in fact, a little bit like, oh, like puts you at like more tension in your world and more struggle. It's like you just start to question things. I have so many people that there's like their doctors like just tell them they're off track. They just tell them they need to lose weight and they don't even tell them, or they might give them the wrong way to lose weight. And they just, the patients start to hate going to the doctors because they have no answers and they're just so exhausted from it mentally. It's a rough journey to see the doc and not get any real answers. So we need to be proactive. We definitely need to know what's going on in our bodies. And I mean, I'm a nutritionist and more of like a health coach, so I like the overall view of it. But there's so many holistic doctors out there who really know what they're doing, looking at full blood panels.
Nice. That's awesome. I guess that's part of like how you help somebody sort of pull it all together because there's so many different areas that can look in and they'll take information on their fitness, their nutrition, their stress levels, their sleep, and you help them, I guess, like sort of like almost like pull all that into like one practitioner.
Yeah, yeah. My questionnaire is very, very long. Where it is, it's all of the above, and I even like, what time do you wake up? What do you do in the morning? What's your day like? When do you eat breakfast? What do you eat? Like, what are 3 staple meals that you make at home for dinner? When you eat out, what do you eat? Like it's all these little questions. Definitely like, what are you taking? Supplements, medications? You mentioned all of that. Stress, how not only like do you have a lot of stress, but how do you handle it? Like, does it wear you down? Like, you could have so much stress, but some of our people like handle it so well. And I'm like, dang, that's amazing. Where some people have no stress, but feel super stressed. It's everyone is so different and we do need to put it all together. And hello, I am not the smartest bird. Okay. I am definitely, and I'm not the most clinical. Like I'm a registered dietitian and so my training's clinical, but even all the studies, I'm like, ew, they kind of hurt my brain. And I will definitely look into them and I question things. But so much of this is common sense. We know what we should be doing. We know we need the balance of it. We're just so busy in the daily grind of literally, what is it, like probably like 500 questions we have to go through every single day of to where, what, like, should we send this email? Should I double check that? Like, I have to cook dinner. Like, there's so much that we are thinking about that we end up prioritizing the wrong stuff and we get in ruts and then we have no clue how to get out of them. So what I do is not hard. It's the consistency of it, of like coaching someone to get out of their own way and to create daily routines and menus that are really simple and get people organized. Like once you're organized, like if you have a closet and you look at it and every time you look at it, you're like, I don't even want to open the door. It just looks so overwhelming. But then like you fix it, you realize it didn't take that long to fix. And then you open it now and you're just like, oh, I know exactly where that is. And it makes me happy now. Like
Yeah.
we could do that to our health. All we gotta do is get organized, set up the systems and the environment around us and just make choices that are different.
So I'd seen a review that you had from a lady named Courtney. She had been really consistent with exercise for a long period of time, that she was tracking her food and calories and macros and was doing all the right things and weighing her food and she was stressed out but it wasn't working. And she started working with you and it was like mentally freeing and the results that she got in like 8 weeks just blew her mind. That's pretty cool that not only that like you got her a result. She was already doing all the activity. And so you sort of didn't, it wasn't like you had to get her to do more. She was doing everything. And somehow you sort of like corralled all that for her. She got a better result. But it was like the anxiety was gone around it. That was the coolest part I thought when I read that review. I thought that was really neat. It's almost like you took the stress and anxiety out of the whole situation out of it and allowed her to get a result. That's freaking awesome.
I like how you noticed that. I swear some people get results just by signing up. Why? Because they're so indecision, like fatigue, and they are just like, okay, I'm really good at my job. I'm really good at this stuff. I am horrible at menu planning and I'm horrible about organizing my health. And now that I've invested in someone to help me do it, just that alone, all of a sudden they're like, and they can get more results because their stress hormones aren't activated, throwing everything off. So I love when people are truly motivated. Now, okay, her story is kind of funny because I sent out, I did something in the back end of my system that sent out a free, like an email to every one of my contacts that said, you get a free this, like you're set up with my metabolism roadmap. And I was like, oh no, I can't believe that just went out to so many people. And she was like the shining person that sent something back saying, this is like God sending me something like, I like, this is a total gift. I'm going to cherish this. I'm so grateful. And I was like, I cannot take this away from this lady and tell her, like, I told her it was a mistake, but I was like, I'm going to follow through with this for you. And I mean, we only just did 2 sessions. So it wasn't like a huge deal. Like I wasn't coaching her for 3 or 6 months, like what a lot of my clients, but you could just tell she was so motivated and ready for it. And that like, she took that gift for real. So if the timing's right, and that's why I like you do a free consult when you work with new people, I do one because if the timing's not right, like it's not going to work. And
Exactly.
we measure our success by our clients' success. So she was just absolutely adorable, where she was held on to every word I said and she did it. And she's like a principal who is just so busy taking care of others. She never had the time to prioritize herself. So when she said, just tell me what to do, I'm going to do it. She did it. And it wasn't anything like totally scientific. She didn't have to like measure anything. We just tweaked what she was doing, especially the balance of her meals, the timing of her meals, and just really worked on kind of some like the flow of her day. That's it. And just results. It's amazing.
What do you think is a common myth or misconception that people have about working with you?
I think there's so many people are aiming for perfection and they even just a lot. I live this life of balance and I love it and I love it so much and it's so my jam that I feel like people think that they have to be at my level of balancing it all and so when they have failures, they like hibernate, I'm like, no, I want you to have a failure with me. Like it's going to happen. It's going to happen a lot. So if you go on vacation and when you come back, it's really hard, then I want to know. And I want to know how you're going to handle it. I want to know what you learned from being off track and would you do it different next time? And like investigate what the mentality is there and come back to a place where you want to be in your groove and make it so it's something desirable instead of something that's backfiring on you. So I don't know. I feel like there's just our world's filled with perfectionism,
Yeah,
and it backfires so much on our
it
health.
does. It absolutely does. I'm curious, who are your professional mentors and how'd you find them?
Well, I worked in the clinical setting to start. My first job out of college was a nursing home of nuns. Okay, that's just random. For as a clinical dietitian, it's just the job
A
that I
nursing
got.
home of nuns?
And I was like a party girl in college, and between that and like my gutter mouth that I had, and the fact that I like my dad was Jewish, my mom was Christian, and I didn't really practice much, and I'm going to a nursing home of nuns. I mean, it was comical. I ended up loving those ladies. They were so sweet and non-judging, but it was more clinical. And then I went from there to another clinical job in a hospital. And I just clarified at that point, I'm not a clinical girl. Like this, no one really wants to see the dietitian after they just had a heart attack and be told what not to eat.
Yeah.
Instead, I want people to reach out to me when they are ready. So there's good in that I've figured out that part of it. So from there, and when I lived in California, I worked with a endocrinologist. So she taught me a ton. She's written multiple books, and it's Dr. Schwartzbein. She's maybe retired now, maybe not. But she's like kind of been on Larry King with all the main endocrinologists, and they had debates on like, hormone replacement. And it's like she was just so cutting edge with that. But she's so into nutrition and wrote multiple nutrition books. And so it was really fun to be part of her journey of the height of her practice. And in California, it's like all the celebrities coming in to see, and it was just exciting to be in that vibe of really learning. I mean, she was like talking about like gluten and dairy, like so far beyond. Like I just remember no one talked about that stuff back then, and we were like diving into that, and she taught me all these different tests, and it's just learning about the adrenals. Like this was, so long ago, 20 years ago, like doing full adrenal panels and understanding like the emphasis about how that really can wreck the metabolism. And just learning about so much with diabetes and blood sugar and leaky gut and all of that. So she was probably my main influence of like I had to learn her systems. I was younger then and just influenced by someone who really knew what she was doing. So that's been a beautiful, beautiful journey. Um, Other than that, I've been able to work with various like acupuncturists and like naturopathic doctors to really get some beautiful results as well. So I like the
Awesome.
holistic world a lot.
Yeah, but it sounds like you're going to be on the proactive side than the reactive side.
And it
I get
it
that.
works. Like the clinical side doesn't necessarily work, but if I'm just such a believer in holistic doctors, especially when they can like look at some panels and like be able to tell you advice that you're just like, oh my gosh, that really worked. And I've been like trying to work on this for 20 years. No doctor's been able to figure it out. And it's like you can get real results so much faster. It's just sad that our society is so wrapped up into like just does my, insurance cover this? And that's the question. It's not like is this fixable and like can I get a solution pretty fast and like can my quality of life be so much better soon? It's more of just it's all about the insurance coverage. So I don't just people don't value it as much as we should.
Yeah, like I don't know that I necessarily want my insurance company navigating my health for me. But yeah, that's fine. I hear that a lot where somebody wants, if it was, well, if my insurance covered it, I would do it. Bet you wouldn't. So, what's the question that you wish I had asked you, and how would you have answered
Oh no, ask me something fun.
it?
What's my favorite? What I'm going to ask you. What's your favorite hobby, Mike?
So, I'm so incredibly boring. Like, I'm overly consumed with all things business. And outside of here, movies, getting away. So, like, I play basketball every now and then. Yeah, I
I
am.
envision you a baller.
I am not doing as well on the hobby side of things as I should. So
I'm going to even show a little picture. I was just creating this, like, it's kind of like a wellness wheel, but it's like one that is like just balanced living. And so like one of the sections, one of the rays of sunshine is enjoyment. And I do make my clients, like, who work with me and coach with me for a longer period of time, they do have to write their happy list. And some people write like 2 or 3 things in there. And I'm like, whoa, pause, time out. Like, you need to expand on your happy list. And when people find that, like, where they can sprinkle it in on a regular basis, a weekly basis, and not just like a pedicure every once in a while, but finding the joy in, the little things too. But bringing that into their life more, it's like they're more motivated to stay healthy. They're more motivated to exercise regularly. Like, when they have like pride and like happiness there, it really just ups the game with their nutrition, their exercise, their motivation. So, Mike, that's something you need to, that'd be really fun. A fun project for you. A few more things on the hobby list.
I genuinely, like, Tina and I just went away for a few days. And if I can wake up, relax, read a book, and then just like leisurely go about my day, because I never get to do that, like, I'm reset. But for the most part, I have a life that I don't need a vacation from. I'm very, very happy doing what I do. Read on a regular basis. I work out all the time. I love what I do. I've got a pretty good deal. But here and there,
Awesome.
when we have 5 boys, and like the older 3, we like to go away to like live sporting events and stuff like that is a blast. And so some of the stuff I've been able to do with them is pretty cool. I probably
Amazing.
should do that more often.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to get
That's
back to you.
where, yeah, those little sparks I'm always trying to add in. I'm like, my son's about to go to college. What could I add in with him? I'm like, he loves sports. I'm like, I'm going to plan like a golfing morning with him. He doesn't even know I'm going to do that, but I'm going to see if he'll get up early with me and we'll just do like 9 holes of golf. Or, just little things. I'm like, I just want to like be impactful with my life. And so, yeah, that would be my question, would be like, yeah, how do you keep life fun? It's like, I love being active, like, and just watching the stuff too is super fun. But yes, I want to plan a surf trip too soon. That's what I want to do.
Nice.
I'm
So
jealous. My husband just came back from a surf trip, so I think I'm jealous. That's why.
Costa Rica,
I went to El Salvador.
nice.
Yeah,
That's good.
it's fun. I love the locals there. Very good people.
Nice. If somebody wants to hear more from you, where should they go? Where's the best place for them to find out more about Betsy?
You can go to my website. So it's sunshinewellnessinstitute.com. And
I'll put that in the show notes as well.
awesome. Yes. I have all the social kinds of stuff too. And then I love connecting. So I meet a lot of local people, and I probably work mostly locally, but I work all over on virtually. So if anyone wants to set up a free consultation, it says it's 15 minutes, and it usually keeps small if it's just somebody who's like, they just need a little bit of advice, and that's all good. But I usually always expand it if someone really needs more help and they're interested. It's my jam. I really love talking to new people, and connection is just such a big deal for me. So I'd love to stay connected. So yeah, if people want help, I'm here for you.
If there's a free consult link, I'll put that in the show notes as well.
Okay, well, Mike, it's been awesome.
Absolutely. Thank you for coming on the show, being the first guest on the podcast.
Thanks for listening to this episode of A Total Fit Show. If you like what you've heard, please feel free to rate, subscribe, and leave a review. That helps others find the show, and we greatly appreciate it. You can also find more info and how to get in touch with Mike at nolimitsfitnessfl.com. Once again, thanks for tuning in, and we hope you'll join us on the next episode of A Total Fit Show.